guys, welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Galaxy. Last time we explored the Tiatha. We explored this haunting forest and made our way to the endpoint teleporter, which for some reason is not the actual end of the area. We still have a little ways to go yet. One thing I'll point out is in between episodes, I went back to the weapon shop on Mina, or Vidan, and I bought another spirit caliber. It's just in the weapon shop. I'm not going to show me going all the way back here. I'm going to need it to pair with the Adamon Razor in order to create the, I think it's the Majestic Halo, for combining with a weapon that we will probably end up winning, if not today, in the next episode. And that is to create the, I think it was, where was it? Was it in the info edge? Too far. It was a weapon that we needed to create here. Sword of Nightmares. Yeah, the Demon Rouser, which we're going to win, and the Majestic Halo. So yet another 7-star sword for this. So I want to go back and pick that up. Now, I'll talk about this now, but basically, as you can see how I have my weapons laid out here, the Pegasus Lord will combine with the Sabaluga, and then that combination will combine with a Spirit Caliber, and then that combination will apply with an Adamon Razor to get to its final form. Same down here with the Pride of Kings, into the Crimson Fever, into the Alexander, and then finally into the Sabaluga. The way that I have them laid out this way is I'm going to have multiple copies of weapons, such as these two, that are going to be, you know, I may want to work on one over the other just because of how I have them laid out so I can see how I'm moving along with things. And if you go into the weapon slot here, go to change your equipment, they're all over the map. They're not really organized in any way. I talked about this earlier, but I didn't really give a good reason why. But you can go here and equip directly from here, swap your weapons around, work on whichever weapon you want. It really doesn't matter, but again, I'm going to show the final form of all of the 7-star swords, so we're going to have those there. And yeah, the rest of my weapons here I just have in combinations that I'm either going to combine over here. Stop that. Over here. And then these are just ones that are done that I'm using over here. And yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. Do I have more items to find today? I have more enemies to find. Clumpy Jr. and Aurora Slime. I need things from both of these guys. Specifically the Aurora Slime guys. So let's see if we can nuke them pretty quickly here and get myself a mermaid, but we'll take the Lucky Clover. That's fine. If I wanted to be pedantic about it, I would go way over the top and reload until I got my mermaid scale, because I need more of those than the Lucky Clovers, and Lucky Clovers are easier to come by, but oh well, it's fine. All right, we got monkeys and we have dark apes. We saw the monkey before. Did we see the dark ape before? I don't remember. Either way, it fell down. Hello. You appeared out of nowhere. Have you now? And what would that be? And you're just gonna leave me on that cliffhanger. You found the ultimate power in the universe that can combat the ultimate evil. And you're just gonna leave me at a cliffhanger. You dick. No wonder you guys are losing. All right, where am I on the map here? I should have seen an item. Did I miss it? Should be in this little alcove right here. There it is. I did miss an item. This will be a Thief's Trap and contains another ancient scroll, which I was about to equip. Now I'm definitely going to get my item here. Give me that mermaid's. There's my mermaid scale. I think that took 4 attempts. Not too bad. But yeah, you definitely want to try and pick them up if you can while you're in the area. Here we have another chest. Let's grab this. Containing a trumpet of glory that I'm pretty sure I no longer need. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. So I would have put a treasure chest in there. But I'm also not making the game. Silver bees. I don't know if we'd seen them up until now. Oops, they're gone. I'm assuming they dropped the stingers there. And randomly a bunch of hot breath. Now, hello, you appeared out of nowhere. Helpful? This was the area I was alluding to at the end of the previous episode. Right in and around this save point and in and around this corner is pretty much where I found most of the items that I needed to finish off the board in my test run. And it's where I was hunting a bunch of the monsters at a point where I was still thinking I may or may not. Hello. We've got these things. I guess I should probably show myself fighting something instead of nuking them with attacks. Ow. Heal me. There we go. Oh, ran out of stamina. But yeah, this is where I spent a bunch of time because let's take a look at my list here. There is a good location to find a bunch of the enemies around here. Should probably talk about that. So the monkey that we found there, they're pretty much all over the place. The flammy enemies are more so at the beginning and around the midpoint. We saw them much earlier on in the game. Let's go and take a look at the battle log so we can actually look at the enemies we're talking about here. There we go. So yeah, the monkey, the flammy, the clumpy junior, we saw a lot kind of early on in the area. Same with the flammies, but you can find them further on as well, as you've seen at the start of this episode. The water worm around the fallen tree, which is basically where we are. So the end point and past the end point, that last teleporter there. The dark condor. These guys are around the midpoint teleporters. And let's see, the aurora slime are around the fallen tree, which is the primary reason why this is the area that we farm, since we can find the lucky clovers pretty much everywhere in this forest, but the mermaid scale, we're definitely going to need more of them. And what else do we have? The silver bee, which I just found. They're at the clearing at the end and randomly around the endpoint teleporter. So from anywhere from the endpoint to the, strangely enough, the other teleporter that is also at the end. I don't know why they called one endpoint when it wasn't the endpoint. Whatever. Well, let's see. We got the dark ape can be found around the beginning and rarely around the end, as we've seen. And let's see, Babelo, this one is at the mid and end point. And we're missing one. This enemy happens to appear more often at the fallen tree, again, which is right here, but they're also in the next chapter. So I wouldn't worry about the fact that we haven't found them yet. But if you do plan, here is, again, the fallen tree. It's right there. If you plan on doing any farming around here, this is the area to do it. We're going to need all the mermaids that we can get. And basically, you sit there right around the save point. You run into... You surprisingly don't one-shot your opponents. But primarily, you sit here with the spell. You one-shot all your opponents. And you move back to the save point. You get your free AP heal. And you keep going over and over like that. All right, before we move on, I was just saving and checking weapons. Let us do one quick combination here. The Twin Ouroboros and the Despera Tonefas. best pronunciation you're going to get out of me on this. It's the only one, so I'm not going to bother cutting this out. But yeah, this is why I've been cutting all of it out. It's just a long time of you sitting there waiting for this to happen. But anyway, for doing that, we get Kisela's ultimate weapon, the Snow Queen's Prime. Now put that over there. We're closing in on getting everyone's ultimate weapons here, which is nice. And I'm actually going to swap up my party a little bit. So let us move on. As you can see by the star, we are closing in on story time.
It's a beast!
Look, it's not attacking us. Let's get in the first strike.
Wait! Something's not right.
Really? How so?
It's a human.
Irieth, is it really you? My beloved daughter.
Huh?
How eagerly I've waited for this day. The day that you would come back to me.
Dad?
Yes, I am your father, Albioth, King of Morrigan. I am so happy to see that you have grown up into such a beautiful young woman.
Are you really my father? Then why are you... I don't understand.
To save Morrigan, I went up against the cause of the evil destruction, Mother. But she was unimaginably strong, and there was nothing I could do. My beastly form is the price I paid. The price I paid for defying her.
How terrible.
You see, Mother is the source of all the evil beasts that exist in this world. She is a mass of rune energy, a fearsome monster with a strong will for destruction. There is no weapon that can be used against her. Even if there existed a weapon that could be used against her, she has eternal life. Mother cannot be defeated.
Then what can we do? She destroyed my planet. Transformed my father. I can't let her get away with that.
There is only one way. We have discovered a way to neutralize the power of the rune using Dragellum energy. If you pierce Mother's heart with a sword forged from Dragellum, you may be able to destroy her from the inside out.
Dragellum.
Where can we find one?
Listen to me carefully, Irieth. A Dragellum is...
Servant, have you forgotten that you live only because of my mercy and generosity? Do not forget that you swore your allegiance to me. Your life is provided only as compensation for that alliance. As long as you live, you shall fight for me. Your life belongs to me.
Dad!
We've got to get away from here.
Oh, Irieth, listen. You must defeat me. This is the trial that has been given to you. If you cannot defeat me, you will never defeat Mother.
Hello?
Dad!
Kisela!
Let
go, Kasala! He's not human!
Dad. All right. I'll save you from your suffering. Don't you worry, Dad.
Okay, in reference to that cutscene, there's no way to defeat her, except for this way that we have already set aside to defeat her. Why did you phrase it like that? Don't say you can't do something and then within 10 seconds tell me how to do it. That's terrible. Why would you write it that way? Oh, bloody hell. Anyway, I could mention a bunch of things about the cutscene there. The voice you heard, if it wasn't already obvious from the tone and everything, is supposed to be the voice of Mother. I won't say anything more on that quite yet, but that voice is probably familiar if you watch the most recent episodes of this Let's Play. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, you want to get ready and fight one of the most annoying boss fights in the game? Welcome to the Marlboro of this game. This guy fights with status effects. A lot of status effects, and I don't like this guy. I also don't like the fact that our ability and our item that says it used in battle to raise immunity against status ailments does nothing. It does crap all. It never seems to work. I still get put in status effects within seconds of using this. I don't really see the purpose of it, but it's there. Okay, this guy is weak to fire and holy. Your best method for dealing with him is to equip the Earthshaker, double buff Jaster, and then use Illusion Sword. We're not going to do this, but that's the ideal way of doing it. Another conceivable way of trying to deal with them is to cast spells. The thing with spells, watch the damage here. Of course, I can't see the damage when the damage doesn't show up on the screen. Let's try that again. How much damage do we actually get here? I think the 300 points was to Kasala, to Kasala, and I think we did like 3, maybe 4 or 5,000 or something like that. When anyone else casts a spell, it seems to do almost nothing. Yeah, 600. So unless you're exploiting a weakness, don't bother with spells. And notice that we've already been hit with status effects, because of course we are. So your best bet is to attack him with physical attacks. You can't hit him from the side. You basically have to, it's not a jump attack required fight, but you have to jump attack in front of him. Note that, no, I pressed over, thank you. Note that his attack, his breath attack there, will cause frozen, and you're going to have to heal that. He also has daze and confuse. He's a really annoying enemy to fight. So we're gonna go for that. And if I have the opportunity to hit him, I'm going to use a strength star there. I'm gonna go for the charm. And then I basically timed my jump. Now, when he goes up there like this, you see the blue start to happen? He's going to use that. If this was a normal game, 2 characters down, the other one's confused, I would basically be at game over. But for some reason, the game decides that you can just use items on a confused character to, revive and heal that confused character. Don't ask me why this is the case. I have no idea. Zegrum is going to bust out more Drunken Burst. Jaster is going to bust out more Illusion Sword. And I'm going to get frozen multiple times in this fight because the only way to hit him is the same way that you're going to get hit with that status effect all the time. See, I tried to jump over it, and it seemed to work, and then after the attack went off, I'm still frozen. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. This fight sucks, and it doesn't make any sense. It's really bad. That one should have hit me. But yeah, you basically just sit there and you spam healing items. I jumped over it this time. Now, when he goes up like this, if you hit him before he gets off his tornado type attack, you can interrupt it, but it seems to be inconsistent on whether that actually happens. Make sure to heal it right away because that is going to hurt a lot. And just, you know, go hog wild and don't come down for an hour. There's more status effects. See what I mean about this fight being extremely unfun? It's just, you spend the entire fight in the menu. And it's not fun to spend the entire fight in a menu. So yeah, it's only doing 300. It's not doing 3 or 4,000. So yeah, it's a kind of a useless ability to use. Spells kind of suck in this fight. I guess you use a strength star since everybody else is taking a break. And then he'll start to do this, where he starts running around in circles, hitting at really weird angles, and he will not stay in put for long enough for you to actually get an attack off on him. It's really frustrating. Stop hitting me with status effects every 2 seconds. I hate this fight. I absolutely hate this fight. It's not fun. It's tedious. And if you don't have your items in decent enough supply, you're not going to have fun with it. But yeah, he'll just do that. He'll run at you and like lock you in place. It's really like, stop doing that. Stop running around in circles. I can't hit you at all when you do that. And because the movement speed is so abhorrently slow, it takes me forever to get back into position to do anything. But yeah, it's an extremely tedious fight. It's not fun at all, but eventually you'll win.
You did it. You have managed to stop me. Thank you, my beloved daughter.
Dad. Why, Dad? We only just met.
I could not die by myself, Albioth. My body and soul are entirely under Mother's control. I cannot fight her. So you see, I had to be slain by another. For so long, I've dreamed for a chance to have one last look upon your face before I die. And now, that dream has come true. This makes it all the more easy for me. My long, arduous battle is approaching its end.
No, you can't. This isn't right. Dad, I only just met you. You can't go.
Now, listen to me carefully, my dearest Albioth. In order to defeat Mother, you must obtain Trigellum. This mysterious energy can be found deep within our hearts. Here, take this.
this?
This is the Dragellum that you have created. It is a Dragellum of kindness, born of your own heart.
Remembering from the earlier part of the cutscene, it can be forged into a sword. I'm sitting, oh god, not another sword. I have like a dozen swords to work on at this point. Gives Jaster a break. He's tired. He's been working on swords all game long. Anyway.
This energy is produced in our hearts using the strength of our wills. It is the only thing that can nullify the rune's evil life force. If you can manage to gather all of your allies' Dragellums, it may just be strong enough to bring an end to Mother's curse. Ahead lies the Gulza Sanctuary. There you will likely be attacked by phantoms, born of the weakness in your hearts. Yet this may be what it takes to unsettle your hearts and draw forth the Dragellums. You who bear the Star King's powers.
Yes?
After all the Dragellums have been collected, go see Yuvan. He will forge your Dragellums into a single sword. It will become the ultimate weapon, crafted from the combined strength of your hearts.
All right.
Take care of my daughter. And take this planet back from Mother.
Dad. No. Don't leave me.
Irith, let me look upon your face one last time. I am so glad
Lord Albioth, I see that your wish has been granted. Please wait for me on the other side. I shall be joining you shortly.
Are you all right, Kisala?
Uh-huh.
The valley is just beyond here. Let's keep moving.
When Jaster lost his basically appointed adoptive father, I felt that that was a really powerful scene. Kisala here has lost someone that both her and us have literally known for 15 minutes. We had a short cutscene, fought an annoying boss fight, and then had another cutscene. I'm sorry if I do not get as emotionally invested in a scene for a character that we don't know. Not only do we not know, but even Kisala doesn't know. And while it is definitely unfortunate for her to lose someone so close, or who, you know, biologically is close to her, she didn't know him either. So it doesn't really hit anywhere near as hard. But regardless, we must move on. into the Gulza Sanctuary. Gulza Sanctuary is an area I kind of enjoy. Not so much for what the area itself is, but for the music. I had to get a little bit of the chanting in before we hit the cutscene.
Look, Chester. This must be the Gulza Sanctuary that Dad mentioned.
Wow. This place feels really strange.
Now, why couldn't you just play the music through that? Hello, treasure chest. Hello, battles. We are fighting Blizzard. And Blizzard's done some awful things, so you know what? I'm not entirely mad at this. Hit him with that star charm, and it doesn't do anything. You know what? I showed off that one. I don't know if I've shown off Supernova yet, so let's do that. It's only level 2 for now, and it will get a 3rd level. When it gets a 3rd level, it is one of, if not the strongest abilities in the entire game. This ability is basically how we walk through the post-game dungeon, once it reaches level 3. At level 2, it's still good, but as you can see, there's no damage cap in this game. There might be a 99,000 damage cap, but 9,999? Nuh-uh. No damage cap. So yeah, when you get really tired of the combat system and you go, I just want to get through this, I just want to get through the end of the game, which this game does actually bring out in me and did in both of my earlier playthroughs, the one I had as a kid and the one that I did as a test run. I burnt out on this game. I didn't have any motivation left to do it. This makes running through the remainder of the game a lot easier because you really don't have to worry about much. There are enemies that are jump to hit enemies that you're still going to have to fight the other way, which breaks up the monotony. But having the ability to speed through a lot of the combat this way, especially when you're running into the exact same enemies on loop over and over and over again, it does give yourself a little bit of freedom to go, okay, just because I'm running into battles doesn't mean I actually have to think about these battles a lot of the time, but it's not only that. So it's a good balance, I think. And I really should be looking at the map for this area to find all the treasure. But I had something else. Why are there people here? Again! Why am I only fighting Blizzard? Is Blizzard mad at me? They probably are. Okay, after that battle, I swapped out some characters. Just want to make sure that I'm grabbing all the treasure as we go. This one will be important here, if I remember correctly. Yes, the Crystal Staff. You may remember from a long time ago, we needed a Crystal Staff in order to do something. So I'm going to hold on to that one. I'm not going to use it in the flow for now. That's not the flow. Let's see if I can find the flow. There it is. But yeah, you can use it for a number of things to upgrade. I guess I have one of those. You can have it. There is one thing I want to do in here. Let's see, Yo-Yo Shock. I would like to get this up to level 3. How many of those do I have? 2? That opens 2 things. We'll use that here. I don't really need HP up, but it unlocks something else, and we're actually using said character, so we'll do this. Why not? What have we down here? So we still haven't found the last of the new items. The one that we're going to get for this chapter is going to be the Crystal Staff And this is what we're going to get for the next chapter. Can I learn anything else useful on your end of things? It does not look like it. Nope. I guess not. But we got level 3 with Yo-Yo, which is kind of all we really need. We're just going to rely a lot on Jupus with this party to nuke a lot of the enemies going forward. As I said, it kind of gets tedious at this point. The combat system doesn't really change enough over the course of the game to make it the most interesting thing in the world. But at level 3 here, we have 7,000 damage. And we have a new enemy. We have devils. Devils are important. Let me see. Let me pull up my list. Devils can drop a Dragon God's skull, which I still do need 1 or 2 of. So I would like to pick that up. I believe they also have the highest chance of dropping Dragon God skulls in the game. Throw on Illusion Sword because that's taking too long. Finish him off. There we go. And of course I don't get it. Why would I get it? Yeah, as you can see, there's a gap there. We have to go kind of up and around that side. But first, fall off one way or the other so we can grab this guy. A lucky clover. All right, and we've got phantoms here as well. I'm trying to select the enemy that's right next to me. I wish you would just let me select the enemy that's closest instead of cycling through 1,000 different enemies. Okay, can we stop beating the crap out of me for 2 seconds, please? I would like to hit enemies. This is why I get kind of annoyed by things at this point in the game. I am in status effect hell again. Let me move. But yeah, this is why we use a lot of... Can you stop being in status? Everyone's always in status effects. I can't do anything. But yeah, this part of the game, I don't know. I get irritated with the combat. It doesn't maintain its interest to me this late into the game, which is why a lot of the time, like in my test run and like honestly in my initial playthrough, I didn't do the post-game dungeon, and in my test run, I didn't really have any interest in going into it, which is why I ran through with Supernova pretty much exclusively through that entire area. And why most of the combat going forward is going to be me getting annoyed at enemies or skipping the fights altogether and just nuking them with spells. Why am I getting Sanchez fruit now? Don't ask me. But yeah, the combat is ridiculous. It's like we shouldn't really be running into this many enemies over and over again. And we've maxed out another sword on Jaster, which is good. Since I will be using a lot of spells, I will also be throwing on a lot of the weaker weapons, the early levels of the 7-star swords, in order to max them out as well. All right, where are we here? We have got number 5. Number 6 is just up here. All right, Magic Priest. I remember those guys being important. Where are they on my list? Magic Priests can drop the Crystal Staff. It's not a particularly high chance, but they can. The manticores here, they don't drop anything we need. At this point, a spirit bell if you don't have those yet. A lot of the enemies around here will also drop high-end healing items. So elixirs, max heals, tri-resurrections, you know, status healing items, tri-heals, stuff like that. So be aware that those are there, and as you fight your way through here and kill a whole bunch of enemies, just note that you're going to need to do a lot of healing, and you'll probably get a lot of things you need to heal just by running through the area. All right, back to my actual map here. All right, we've hit a split path here. Both of them lead to the same area. This one basically just goes around in circles, and there's no actual treasure down that way. So I'm not going to go any further down that path. But I did bring back this party for some supernovas. Still looking for those good drops. Not finding them. Yeah, there should be a treasure chest right in and around here somewhere. If I can... There it is. Actually, somewhat well hidden. Containing a plasma shield. Okay, well that fight sucked. It always sucks running out of ammo with the barrier break shots, since it's the only way you can damage some enemies. It just basically means you can't do anything in the fight. Oddly enough, this is the second fight in a row where Jaster was required. And again, you can use combination attacks as long as you use them with the appropriate character, and you still get credit. Don't ask me why. Now, all of the kind of, not necessarily farming, but making sure that I was getting my Hunter's Coins. You will get all the Hunter's Coins you will need by the end of the game, even if you don't go way out of your way like I did. Like, I've got 60 now. I've already spent the 120 that I need, 20, 40, and then 60 to get the Platinum license. You'll get plenty of them by the end of the game. I tried specifically to get more early on because I wanted to finish that off early. The earlier you get the Platinum license, the better it will be for you. Anyway, we should have a treasure chest up here. This is where that other path would meet up there. So yeah, there's not really much that we missed over there. More blizzards. And basically at this point, you're just throwing healing items in and spamming with 1 or 2 attacks. In this case, neither of my other characters have a particularly strong magical attack to use, so I'm not going to worry about using them. Like, I could use like 2 different attacks to finish off the fight if I wanted to, but that doesn't really matter. If I was close to a save point, I probably wouldn't have done the heal. Like, if I was like right next to it, like there's one up here, but by the time I get there, I'll probably be almost out of AP again, just by spamming Supernova. I'm gonna run away from these guys if they're not next to a save point from now on, because, like, why have I found so many of them? Difficult try, and you must overcome a difficult trial in order to obtain your Dragellums. The real fight is with yourself. Yeah, the whole idea of the Dragellum thing is basically the most Power Rangers, Heart of the Cards, Final Fantasy X to kill the bad guy with love and friendship moment you could possibly imagine. That's exactly what it is. Don't ask me why. We'll exchange what I have here. Yeah, definitely got the blizzards, got the that winged Garuda, that query there. Speaking of which, we are now in... Let's see here. We are now in chapter 12. So if we save, it should show that. Yes. All good things. Indeed, all good things. Next time, since we're in a new chapter, now would be a good time to head back to Zerard. We can buy the last 2 of the queries, and next time, we're probably going to fight 2, if not 3 of them. So anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.